Many years ago, the children of Israel once more did what was evil in the sight of the Lord after the death of Ehud. The Lord sold them into the hands of King Jabin of Canaan, who ruled in Hazor. The commander of his army was Sisera. He lived in Harosheth Hagoyim. The children of Israel cried out to the Lord, for Sisera had 900 iron chariots and had forcefully oppressed the children of Israel for 20 years. Now Deborah, the wife of Lapidoth, was a prophetess. She judged Israel at that time. She would sit under the palm tree of Deborah between Ramah and Bethel in the hill country of Ephraim. The children of Israel would go up to her for her to render judgment. She sent for Barak, son of Abinoam, from Kadesh in Naphtali, and said to him,
"The Lord God of Israel commands you, go and deploy troops at Mount Tabor, and take 10,000 men from the tribes of Naphtali and Zebulun with you. I will draw Sisera, the commander of the army of Jabin, with his chariots and large army to you at the river Kishon, and give him into your hands."
If you will go with me, then I will go. But if you will not go with me, then I will not go.
"I will indeed go with you. However, the way you are going will gain you no glory, for the Lord will deliver Sisera into the hand of a woman."
Then Deborah got up and went with Barak to Kadesh. Barak called Zebulun and Naphtali to Kadesh. 10,000 men went up on foot with him, and Deborah went up with him also. Now Heber the Kenite had moved away from the Kenites, who were descendants of Hobab, Moses' father-in-law. He pitched his tent at the oak in Zananim, near Kadesh. Then they told Sisera that Barak, son of Abinoam, had gone up to Mount Tabor. So Sisera summoned all his 900 iron chariots and all the people with him from Harosheth Hagoyim to the river Kishon. Then Deborah said to Barak,
"Today the Lord will help you defeat Sisera. Surely you know that the Lord has already cleared the way for you."
So Barak led the 10,000 men down from Mount Tabor. Barak and his men attacked Sisera. During the battle, the Lord confused Sisera and his army and chariots. They did not know what to do. Barak and his men defeated Sisera's army, but Sisera left his chariot and ran away on foot. Barak continued fighting Sisera's army. He and his men chased Sisera's chariots and army all the way to Harosheth Hagoyim. The whole army of Sisera fell by the edge of the sword. Not a single man survived. Sisera fled on foot to the tent of Jael, the wife of Heber the Kenite, for there was peace between King Jabin of Hazor and the family of Heber the Kenite. Jael went out to meet Sisera and said to him,
"Turn aside, my lord. Turn aside to me. Do not be afraid."
So he turned aside to her into the tent, and she covered him with a rug. He said to her,
"Please give me a little water to drink, for I am thirsty."
So she opened a leather milk container, gave it to him to drink, and covered him. He said to her,
"Stand in the entrance to the tent, and if anyone comes and asks you, 'Is there a man here?' and then you say no."
Then Jael, the wife of Heber, took a tent peg and a hammer in her hand and went quietly to him, for he was fast asleep and tired. She drove the tent peg into his temple, and it went down into the ground, so he died. Now, as Barak had been chasing Sisera, Jael came out to meet him and said,
"Come, and I will show you the man whom you seek."
When he came in, there was Sisera fallen dead with a tent peg in his temple. So God humbled King Jabin of Canaan before the children of Israel that day. The children of Israel grew more and more powerful over King Jabin of Canaan until he was no more. The story emphasizes the importance of courage and boldness in the face of oppression. Deborah and Barak's willingness to confront the enemy and trust in God's deliverance serve as an inspiration to us to stand firm in our faith and fight against injustice. In conclusion, the story of Deborah and Barak reminds us of the faithfulness of God and the power of obedience and courage. It encourages us to trust in God's promises, step out in faith, and be willing to be used by Him.